Hello, welcome to my home. My name is Lisa, and this is my channel about stitching. Hope everybody's having a great day. Today is July 28th, which is a Thursday, and I have the day off today, which is kind of exciting. Yesterday I went and got some new shots in my knees, so we're going to try something a little bit different. And so I took the day off today just to kind of chill out and see if they'll last longer if I stay off my feet for a little bit. I think it's all in my head, but anyway. So I'm here today, and I thought, well, I'm just kind of trying to just sit around today, and I thought, well, I can sit around and chat with you guys. So I don't have any fully finished things this time, and I don't have any finishes, but I did work on a few things. I have a couple of things that I thought were going to be exciting, but I don't think I'm going to continue. And I got some happy mail, did some quilting, and got some things from the thrift store. So anyway, hopefully there'll be something that'll be exciting for you. Okay, so I didn't do a ton of stitching this last 2 weeks. I don't know, I just seemed more tired than normal. And I just decided to just sit back and thumb through my phone and play around that way. So, but I did do a little bit of work on my Summer Breeze by Prairie Schooler. So here's my progress so far on it. I was able to fill in the house this morning, and the door and the windows, and then I finished some of the hive. So not too much left to do on that one. I shouldn't take forever to get that one finished. I'm not sure where I'm gonna set all this stuff. Set it back here. Okay. I had tons of plans this last couple of weeks, but I didn't get around to much of them. Okay. Last time I had talked about starting Honeycomb Basket by Blackbird Design, which is in the booklet In Friendship's Way. And so I started it, and instead of doing it in pastels, I was going to do it in, yellows. And I started it, but this fabric I'm not real crazy about. I can't do the sewing method on it. I have to do the poke and stab, or else one of my stitches pulls funny. It's weird to describe. So I probably will do that piece, but just not on this fabric. And I always use this fabric, and I'm never happy. So I think I'm going to throw this fabric away to save me from starting on something else that I won't continue with. Okay, I did a little bit of work on A Gentleman's Daughter by Plum Street. And to try to break the cycle that I am always on, I filled in the heads of the little people. So there was some overone by their eyes, and anyway, I don't know if it's bright enough for you to see, but a lot of times I put off doing the heads because I can't decide what color I want to make the hair and blah, 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 blah. And so I finally have some people that are not headless. Progress, right? There really isn't too much left to do on this one. I could really go to town if I could make a decision on my grass color. Well, I guess there is all that wording at the bottom, but anyway, so I was able to get a little bit done on that one. Then did a little bit more on Miss Baxter's house. And I feel like I've been showing you guys the same thing over and over and over. I need to go through my whips and find some different projects to work on so you guys won't be bored silly. And so I'm just continuing on with the house. So I was able to get a little bit more done on the last section of the house. So, and just like me, in the threads that I have in the bag for this piece, I don't have any of this pink that I used for the flowers and the border, and I don't have the green. I must have wanted to use it on something. And I don't see my post-it note that I had in here, so I have to go around and try to figure out what that pink is and what the green is so that I can continue to work on my border. So, and then the only other thing left in my basket is the Milk and Cream Company by Plum Street, and I just did a little bit more. I finished all the letters and I did some more of the white fill-in. Like I said, there hasn't been a whole lot of stitching, but hey, not every 2 weeks can be a blockbuster, right? So, all right, let me get this stuff out of the way. I did do some quilting the other day. I think it was on Monday. And I'll have to get up to show you the quilt to see all of it. But I had done the quilt by Lori Holt that is on her channel, her YouTube channel, and I think it's also in the new book that she has out, Scrappiness is Happiness. It's called Tall Pines Quilt. And so I was able to get all my blocks put together and the border sewed on. So let me pause so you don't see me get up, and then I'll show it to you in just a second. Okay, so this is the wall that it's going to go on. And so this is how big it is. It just has 3 rows, and then that's the bottom. But anyway, I can just visualize it going up on that wall really pretty, and that's going to be up for Christmas decorating this year. And then on my table I will put I'll put Kringle and Woolard up and have a new display on my table. So kind of excited about that. I had thoughts today of maybe trying to put something on my handy quilter and see if I could hurry and quilt something today. I've been being very good about not trying to do much walking or whatever, but I thought, well, if I just, did it for a half hour, so just to see. I go back to work tomorrow, so these shots, they say, take a little while to kick in, and so far my knees are like really, really stiff compared to how they were. So, no improvement right now. It's kind of worse, but fingers crossed that things will improve there. Okay, and so I did get a fun present yesterday when I came home. My friend Jeanette from Crafty Cottage Stitches on Flosstube sent me a package of some fabric that she was getting rid of, and she shared a chart or 2 with me, and so it's been fun to go through this fabric and kind of daydream about what I want to make. But probably the most exciting thing was this little pillow that she made. Isn't it pretty? She made it out of, I think, Lori Holt chunky thread. And it's so soft. But yeah, it makes me want to learn how to crochet. So this is so cute. I can't wait to set that out in my stitchy area. And then there was so many yummy fabrics in here. It was a good sized box, but tons of reds. Oh, this pretty one here, this cream colored one. Really pretty. Then there was some strips already cut out. That would make a fun log cabin to go really fast. Look at this one. Oh. Anyway, so many pretty fabrics that she shared with me. So I'm just very tickled about that. There was a stack of Christmas prints, which were really, really pretty. And so I've just been kind of daydreaming about what I can do with that. Oh, look at that one. Pretty. And then there was some teal colors, which is a color that I'd kind of like to incorporate more in my sewing room. So that will be fun. And there was a couple pieces of toile type fabric. And then there was some wool flannel charms and such pretty colors. The blues in here are just yummy. So I am just really excited to play around with those. And then she sent along a Lori Holt booklet, the Great Granny Squared, that so many people are doing right now with the quilt along and the stitch along and all of those, and the crochet along. So anyway, totally fun box. So thanks, Jeanette, for thinking of me and for sending it my way. I really appreciate it, and I can't wait to go in there and play around with it. Okay, let's see. I think as far as plans, we're already at plans. This is going to be a short video. It's super hot outside, and so I'm hoping to be able to chill out inside for a while, and I want to try to finish up some sewing projects that I have going. I have a ton of little projects that all they need is quilted, and so I'm hoping to get my quilting machine revved up and get some of those projects finished, and that way I'll get rid of some of the piles that are in my sewing room, and then hopefully I can continue to get that squared away. I bought a couple more organizing type of tools. I got a really big stack of little clear drawers, and they're only maybe, I don't know, 8 by 8. They're a small little drawer, probably 2 inches deep. And I thought, oh, I could, section off some of my craft stuff and get them organized in there and label it. And that way, when I need something, I can just hit the drawer, know where it is, instead of having to go through all of my different piles of things to wonder, where did I put that? I know I put it somewhere safe. So I have some organizing things that I think might help me out a little bit. So I got that at the thrift store. And then I found this really pretty dish at the thrift store. I think it was just like $1 or $2. Super pretty, but it's just a really nice taupey cream color. Doesn't really show that great on the camera because my lighting is kind of crappy in here, but and then there was this little white ceramic scoop, and I just thought, wouldn't it look cute to have a bunch of strawberries made in there and just have a whole pile of them. And so my question is, I bought some, oh, and I forgot to bring that. I do have, I've been running into a lot of velvet at the thrift store, and so this was like 2/3 of a yard, I think, and it was like under $2. So it's a great way to get velvet at my thrift store. But of course you can't always have control over what color you get. So I mean, this is a pretty green, but I would love to tea dye it or something. So my question is, does anyone have any experience in tea dyeing velvet, or what's the word I'm trying to say? Kind of grunge it up, or make it look a little bit more rustic or primitive. If you have any tips on that, please leave me some comments below. Or if you have a tutorial that you've watched or whatever. I've tried to search it on YouTube, and I haven't really found too many things in that regard. So if you have any knowledge about that, shoot me or text me on Instagram, message me there. Lisa Abby 9137. But I'm really excited to do that. I would really like to make some of those, and I think it would be really fun to even do some blueberries, because I have this really pretty blue, and I don't know if you've watched oh shucks, her name just left me, but her channel on YouTube is To Dye House, and she has done a little tutorial on making fabric blueberries. She makes them real tiny, just with blue fabric, and stuffs them a little bit, and then puts like some green wool or something on the tops of them. But anyway, I thought, well, wouldn't it be kind of cool to make it, you know, go around the circle, and then wherever I go to close the circle up, bring it in kind of like a yo-yo would be, you know, with like a little space or a little circle, and then have another piece of velvet underneath there, so there would be like a little divot like in a blueberry. Anyway, so I've been kind of thinking about that, and thinking, oh, wouldn't the blueberries be kind of cute in there for around patriotic time? You know, you could have some strawberries and some blueberries in there. I think that'd be cute. So I think I'm going to try to play around with that a little bit and see what I come up with. And like I said, I want to go through some of my whips and pick out some new projects, because I just need some new things to work on. The things that I'm excited to work on, I have some decisions I have to make. So maybe I'll try to play around with that today in the sewing room also, and see if I can just iron out some of the decisions I have to make before I go any further on a piece. And because I'm starting to get a little bored with doing the same old projects over and over. So then I found this really cool hoop, and I've been meaning to try to look up some information on it, and I don't have my glasses, so I don't even know if I can begin to read that. I can't. But it's really cool. It's got this little tightening thing here. So it was cool. It was just 50 cents. It has cork in the inside. But I thought, well, that might look kind of cute in a little stitching display. So I also found a really pretty whole cloth quilt. I guess that's what you would call it. Oh, I just hurt my back. I found it at the thrift store. I went last Wednesday, a week ago yesterday. um, with one of my viewers. So she had left a comment below saying, hey, I think we might be neighbors, blah, blah, blah. And so it turned out we're only like 15 or 20 minutes away from each other. And so we met at the thrift store that I love to go to. She goes to that one also. And Loretta came too, so it was fun. So we all kind of shopped around a little bit. And I found a few pieces of fabric there. But then I found this quilt that was just really pretty. I want to say it's probably a queen size. I don't know, maybe full. It's not super huge, but it's not a little throw either. And I should have brought it out. It's really pretty, but I'm thinking about putting it up in my sewing room on the ladder and changing things out in there a little bit. And so you'll get to see it when I do my next video. But it turned out to be a really pretty quilt. And they're normally like, they charge $8 for most comforters or whatever, blankets. And so, but for some reason she only charged me $5. So I was pretty excited. So I got this really pretty, I mean, it's not a handmade quilt by any stretch. I mean, it's like something from China, but super pretty. And it's gonna look nice up on my ladder. So so I think that was like the find of the day. But it was fun meeting Jackie, so I was glad. And then we went out to lunch, so it was a good day. So, but that was fun, getting to meet somebody that through the channel. So anyway, I think that pretty much sums up what I've got going here. Like I said, there hasn't been a whole lot of stitching, but I knew if I waited any longer, you're supposed to do them like every 2 weeks. So, and that's just a lot of pressure. I've been trying not to make things into being pressure or not, but sometimes you do. You feel a little bit of pressure to get things done. And I want the motivation, just not the pressure. So anyway, blah, blah, blah. I talk a lot during these things. How come you guys aren't saying anything? Okay, well, I hope whatever you're doing is bringing you joy, and if you want to share anything with me, I always say my spiel that I'm on Instagram at Lisa Abby 9137, and a lot of people tag me or whatever and say, hey, this is what I'm working on. So that's been a lot of fun to see what everybody else is working on. So, oh, and then I also borrowed one of Loretta's Buttermilk Basin books that she has that's on fall. And I've been kind of going through that. I'm sort of gearing myself up to maybe doing something fall related too. So I'm all over the place. But so if anybody else has that book, I want to say maybe it's the best of Buttermilk Basin. Anyway, it has a big pumpkin with a crow on the front. So if anybody wants to do some project in there, if you guys have it. I know Jeanette says, oh, I have that book. So maybe we could all have a quilt along or a pillow along or something. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a great day. Hope it's being a good week for you, and hope to see you again soon. Thanks for joining me. Bye.